Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. As the title suggests, Victor Newman, the definition of greed and selfish on Young and Restless. I'm gonna have to change that title or change that title a little bit, but that is the general definition of that character. Okay, and let's talk about his latest stunt with Lily, screwing her over. He's supposed to be friends with the former Neil, and yet he has no problem sitting there screwing over his own daughter because it's for Nikki. He'll sit there and interfere with Victoria's life, her love life with Cole, because he knows what's best. The hell with what she wants. Willing to screw over Billy, knowing that they share family, but because he's doing it because he wants to. So, in reality, Victor is a very selfish, he's a very greedy and selfish person at his core. Yes, he talks about family, this, that, and the third, but he also moves his kids around like chess pieces. And we're going to be sitting there talking about all the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and Restless. As you are coming in, make sure you hit that like button. Let's sit there and do roll call and get this started. Amber's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon, aka Mr. GQ, is in the chat. Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ronnie Ronda's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Tommy Smith is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Amy H is in the chat. How are you doing tonight? And Janetta's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Melly Mel, my horror queen. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, we got a lot to go over. So let's make sure that this is actually on and we are good. Okay, and just a little friendly reminder, I am one person. There are 16 people in the chat. I'm going to miss some people. So if I do, just either write the comment again or just, I'll catch you on the next one. Okay. Now, let's get my music going. Get my drink poured. There's nothing there. We are good to go. I have to tell you the truth, Ron. At this point, the faster that she is done, the happier that I am. The faster this stupid story with Connie Vanitsky is over, the faster I can sit there and be happy. Because honestly, tell you the truth, this Connie BS, I can't. And Tommy says I can't stand Lily. What? Why you can't stand Lily, Tommy? I'm doing good, Amber. I had the day off, so my day was actually exceptionally well. My day was exceptionally well. There's something about the aroma of opening up a new bottle of wine that is just so goddamn sweet. But and Amy H, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining, and also thank you for the super chat today. I really appreciate that. I will sit there and tell you right off the bat that every super chat, every person who joins to be a member, really helps and keeps this channel going. Okay, it seriously does. Tommy says, Lily is power hungry as Billy is. Lily is not smart. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a good reason not to like her. That's right. Cheers. Okay, Mel says I got good news that Lonnie Okay, Grace as oh yes, um, Electra. I think that's Electra as the niece of Ashley as Ivory is joining. Oh, okay. Yes, I heard that from Kyrisa's channel as well. Yes, I'm glad. Yeah, she's gonna be a Forster. Well, I guess if people didn't want to spoil her, then oops. Um, but yes, I heard that from Kyrisa's channel too. Eagle Fang, who have a tough time in prison, Luna or Hmm. It is all over the news, Eagle Fang. I got my thoughts on that too. I may do a video tonight if I'm not too tipsy, so we'll see. Of course, that'll be 5 videos, but Tommy says if I was caught, I would expose Victor and tell his whole family he kidnapped Jordan. But what would, okay, but Tommy, how would that work is if you're trying to get with Victoria? You think that would really work out well by causing problems for Victor? You're like if you're a Cole, you would expose Victor. But what would that how would that actually work out as far as your relationship with Victoria? I get the idea of wanting to be spiteful, but I feel like that would just do worse for him. That's true. He does have money. He does have that money. This is not ready. Why is that turn this on for? But sat there and called him a loser and everything. See, again, I look at that whole thing and I'm like, yo, Victoria was like, how about we just sit there and buy him out? And this way you don't have to humiliate Katie and Johnny's father. But Victor being Victor's like, I want to do it. I want to do what I want to do. He doesn't even care about his grandchildren's feelings. Victoria said that the children are old enough to know what's going on. But Victor being Victor is like he doesn't care. That's that's literally Eagle Fang said Lexus turned into an ER chaser lawyer. She got schooled today in the court. I don't know what the hell she was doing, to be honest. Eagle Fang, to be honest, I thought that she had it. She should have probably waited, but I felt like she is a good lawyer though. It's not like she's not a good lawyer. Absolutely, Sean. It was good, Sean. Absolutely, she did something to the test results, and Rick is on to it. Rick and Liz are on to it, and I understand what Portia did. Like, well, then I guess he's really screwed the Eagle Fang. My week is going pretty well, Tommy. It's going pretty well. What's good, Kristen? Oh, then he is screwed. Honestly, tell you, Eagle Fang. I'm not gonna lie. I sat there and I looked at my playlist because it did had the song "I Need a Girlfriend" was good deluxe, and I was just like, I don't know if I can sit there and play old Diddy songs anymore. I don't know, man. Ron says, Albert, I'm happy that Paulina sent corrupt AJ packing. No, she didn't. What are you talking about? Ron, she did not send EJ packing. He's still the district attorney. Um, the only way that she can sit there and fire him is if Stefan opens up his mouth and wants to take it to court. Was good, Francis. So I think that's what you want, but that's not what up happening. And yes, was good, Kristen. Kristen, was it Portia or was it Brad? It was Kristen. I mean, it was it. It was Portia. We know it was Portia. Yeah, for some odd reason, Eagle fan, I have not caught up with that. I have not been keeping up with that story, and I should. It is a fascinating story. I'm not gonna lie, Eagle fan. I tell you this much though, almost there was so many YouTube channels that was there covering it that I wish I was one of them. I see, Kristen, this is what happens when you're sitting there talking to so many people at one time. Francis says, "How did Connie know about the secret?" Exactly. That's exactly what I said in my review. I was like, "Yo, how is that even possible? How is it even possible? She shouldn't know about that." Because the millennial was like, "Oh yeah, you know about the secret room." She was like, "Yes, of course I know about the secret room." I was like, "No, no, no, no." Francis, let me ask you a question though. How the hell did Roman just walk into the marriage place with the door was just left open? The door was just left open. Like, what kind of rich palace? But Kristen, what kind of rich palace do you actually have when the doors are just open? You can just walk in any place at any point in time. It was good, Black Mom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did say hi to you, right? Oh, he's still in prison? I totally forgot about Shook Knight. Hey, Eagle Fang, you do what you got to do. It's crystal clear. Okay. I mean, I didn't get that now, but I see you did. Sean says Brad has no reason. Oh, you're talking to Kristen. Valerie, I agree, Jay, with Alexis going through. It was unnecessary, Valerie. The only thing that I sat here and said was maybe because going through that process is very dehumanizing, and maybe they want to show that because otherwise, yeah, it was just unnecessary. They did that to run down the clock. I really don't like when they do stuff like that. I'm good, Black Mom. I did all four reviews, and I'm doing a live stream, so I have to sit there and say that I'm crushing it. I'm doing very good, Black Mom. I hope you are too. Yeah, it just seemed like it was just like. Yes, and Kristen agrees with you. For instance, yeah, that was weird. Do you think Connie has secret Demare connections? I hope not. I really do. I want this. I think it's what it is, Francis. Plot armor. I think it's plot armor. Think about how far she actually came. I tried, Kristen. I tried. I'm glad to hear that, Black Mom. I'll tell you this much, Kristen. It is not easy to sit there and do four reviews in one day and still have time to try to do a live stream. But I always feel very accomplished when I do that. Though. What's good, Jonathan? Mel says, "Do you remember when Sarah was hypnotized by Melina, but said it was not Brady, but had that strange look the way she was looking at?" Yeah, I don't remember that part. I don't remember her looking at what you call a strange though. Well, yeah, Ron, but that's different though. Connie is not rich. Connie does not live in a mansion. Okay, that mansion, Rome just walked in there. Could have took God knows what, and nobody was there. That does not make sense. It really does not. Eagle fan says, "I'm glad Stefan is moving on from Gabby. She really is so poisoned. Can't understand Stefan made one mistake. But I have a feeling they'll be back together after this Connie mess." Here's the thing, though, Eagle Fang. I mean, granted, we can agree to disagree. I'll sit there and say that I'm gonna start about just saying that we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. But when people sit there and say that they cheat on somebody and then they say that they just made a mistake, it's not a mistake. That's a choice. And every time that someone sits there and says that they made a mistake, it's insulting. Okay. Ava didn't accidentally fall on Stefan's joystick. Like, that's was good, Gloria. But I will sit there and say that to leave him is one thing, but she is going overboard. She is going overboard because she wouldn't be out of prison if it wasn't for Stefan. Francis says, You're you always do an amazing job. We appreciate all your time and hard work you do to thank you. I appreciate that, Francis. Thank you. I enjoy doing it. And if people like you enjoy what I do, then that's satisfying enough. That really is. So I really do mean that. Thank you, Francis. Well, absolutely, Jonathan. Yeah, that's why I said in my review. It was like 99% sure that she did that. But again, Francis, thank you. Eagle Fang says, "Oh, I almost forgot the daily reminder that Steffi is strong, beautiful, and an amazing woman, and a great mother. Since B&B has to, it's actually, it's funny, Eagle Fang. I said that in my review because honestly, to tell you the truth, you kind of acknowledged that, and I was like, that's a very good point. So I actually did give you a shout out in one of my reviews. But seriously, thank you, Francis. Kyrie's Clark, the one and only. Uh, Always puts a smile on my face every time I get to sit there and see you, Kyrie's. I do have to ask you a question now. I do have to ask you a question. Mel says it's a matter of time when Steffi and Gabby, aka Stabby, is. Oh, that's their name, Stabby. Okay, Stabby. That's their name. Tracy, happy Wednesday. She's way too messy unless she knew how Stefan being the only person in town. That's what Smith is saying. Yes. Johnson says, how do you think Kate's case will be resolved? Somebody's going to jail. Somebody is going to jail. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. But it's so weird, though, because it's like, I got to think about that. Oh, shit. Okay, Carries. Yeah, because I'm like, Eagle fan, you pointed that out. And every time, like, I sat there and was good, Spencer. Did you see the soap dirt about the whole Calamonical thing? It's really interesting stuff. I am, yes, absolutely, Spencer. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'll take a look at it tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that, Spencer. Yes, please do. Monique, please don't tell me they're going to kill Sam by drowning her when she dived. Ooh, it's funny, Monique. Somebody else said the same thing in the comment section. But yes, Spencer, yes. Please do that, my friend. Thank you. Do you think if Sam dies, it will have something to do with her diving, looking for the gun? Everyone's saying that. I feel like it'll be too obvious, though. I feel like it'll be a little bit too obvious. I mean, she's an expert diver, and then she just drowns. Like, I think that would actually be insulting too. Tracy says, "Do you think Sonny's going to prison, and that's how he will leave the show?" I think it will be fitting. Tracy, because it'll be think about this. It's so out of pocket to sit there and literally let one of Alexis go to jail for a crime that she didn't commit. Spencer said, yeah, I mean, they're going to go into it for sure, but there's some really crazy stuff on behind the scenes, and her and Steve definitely have beef, and it's all about Billy Miller. Ooh, yes. Spencer, please, please, please email me that. Harry says, I share your. Oh, thank you, Kyrie. I appreciate that. The thing is, Kyrie, here's the thing. I normally don't body shame. But like what Kyrie said was so out of pocket. I was like, boo. I was like, boo. No. I was like, you did not sit there and say that Belinda gained a couple of pounds. I'm like, sweetheart, you are the last person to sit there and be fat shaming anyone. Oh, but Kyrie, okay. So I got a question to sit there and ask you, right? I know when it comes towards Christina and it was good, Kevin. I know that when it comes towards the whole Christina versus Molly and TJ, you're on Christina's side, right? But let me ask you a question though. Do you have any sympathy towards TJ? Because he did lose a child, right? Like I saw your your live stream and you basically was there saying that, listen, things happen and it's just pretty much kind of oh well as far as um Christina was gonna take custody of the child. But what about TJ's rights? Let's just sit there and take Molly up the equation for a hot minute. There's too many times in family court and everything like that when a woman would have more rights than the man. And it's like, bro, you wouldn't be pregnant without me. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like wondering, like, what's your thoughts on TJ? I know he's been extra and everything like that, but don't you think on some level that he does have a right to be upset? He does actually have a right as a father. Exactly, Francis. He's the biological mother. I mean, he's the biological father. Sean says, will Kelly Michael finish her scenes as Sam or is the character being finished by the recast? That's a really good question because we've been seeing a lot of her. We've been seeing a lot of her. Ron says Abercani forgot to tell Gabby she was responsible for her and separation. I'm pretty sure she's going to sit there and do that as well, Ron. I mean, she hasn't been done monologuing, so no. Elliot says, why don't they just let the current actress play Sam continue to play? But that's the thing, though, Valerie. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So it may be on Kelly's part as maybe she didn't come because she was sick. Maybe she didn't come in because she didn't want to. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily an ABC thing or if it's a her thing. Eagle Fang says Kelly and ABCGH have bad blood. She spoke against them the other day. So it's just weird, Valerie. Gary says, no, I don't have any sympathy for TJ. I also truly feel that down the line, if the baby had lived and Christina signed her rights away, that TJ would mistreat the child if she reminded him of Christina. Mm. Johnson says Lindsay Hartley worked with Brooke. Ah, okay. I just I remember you having a discussion maybe later on, maybe earlier on in the year about, I'm getting a little kind of tipsy, so I don't fully remember it, but about fathers' rights and stuff like that. And so I guess on some level, I know that TJ vexes you and everything like that, and you probably think of the worst of him because he's can be extra. But yeah, Kristen said TJ has lost two babies for that. I feel sorry for him. Yeah, it's just like people sit there and try to act like TJ didn't lose a child or anything like that, and it's like that's not the case. Like he did. Johnson says, "Do you think Connie will end up arrested or off?" I want it to be offed, but I feel like she's going to be arrested. They're going to probably bring her back later on. Um, I mean, I'm not going to lie and sit there and say that she didn't bring some sort of gusto to the show and she made it a little interesting, but her personality was so annoying that it was like, and there was so much plot convenience that it just really bothered me. Carrie says, yeah, fathers do have rights, so she could have had equal custody. I just think that he wouldn't have been a good father to this baby he had with Christina. Okay. Well, says, I love that Nick, Faith, and Mariah are working as a family together to find Sharon, but Noah is missing for the storyline, but he needs to come back. Does he need to come back? Seriously, does Noah really need to come back? Do people really want to sit there and say, no, I get for story purposes, fine, but like, thank you, Francis. Yes, 24, 29 people in the chat. And I don't know how many likes there are, but we're gonna have to sit there and fix that like situation. Also become a member too. We're gonna actually have some great live streams coming up. We have some great live streams coming up this weekend. So you're definitely gonna want to be a member for that. Eagle fan says, hopefully they don't bring Marty back just to go back to Lucy. He can do so much better. I do agree with that. Okay, now Kyrie says, I know in my real life though that I would fight tooth and nail to retain rights to my child, but TJ makes it very hard to sympathize with him. I probably have more compassion for Cyrus than TJ. Okay, I just no, that's your opinion and I respect that. Um I just when I heard what you said about that, when you were just like, well, she changed her mind and it is what it is. It was like, no, I mean, I disagree with that. I don't think, what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it should just be a thing of, well, she changed her mind, so it is what it is. It's like, no, TJ has rights. TJ as the biological father has rights, and I'm so sick and tired of the court system mostly agreeing with the mother and just like that's just what it is because that's not right on any sort of level. He has a right to his feelings. He has a right to sit there and be upset with Christina. Hell, Christina's upset with Christina because of the decision that she made. Which, by the way, that scene with her and I feel like they just tried to just give Felicia shit to do at this point. Like they really do. They really just try to give Felicia things to do because she's sitting there talking to Felicia like she's a therapist, and she's not a therapist. That's my whole thing. The only thing that I actually did find funny, Kyrie, is when you sat there and called him nappy headed. That was the only thing that I actually found funny. You was just like FTJ and his nappy headed self. I was like, God damn. I mean, yeah. Oh, great, a love triangle. Exactly, Kevin. That's why I said a love triangle. LaShawn says Connie got that fireplace poker and knocked Gabby. I sat there and was like, I just see. This is what I'm talking about, Lashanta. This goddamn plot convenience. She's somehow able to sit there and get the best of Gabby. Sean said Josh will be cheated on just as she cheated on Cam. It's called so common. Oh man, that happened. I would have a field day, Sean. Harry says that's more on Molly. Molly kept saying, "My baby, my baby, my baby." That's what that is when the comment came up. That okay? No, I get what you're saying. I like I said, I just thought it was funny when you said the nappy headed part, but we can agree to disagree. Exactly, Francis. Her superpower is plot convenience. No, her superpower is plot armor. That's what her super power is. Because she's been having that shit since day one. It's like Francis. It's like a bad again. It's like a bad Lifetime story. Except I've seen Lifetime stories that have been told better than her. Thank you, Eagle Fang. She agreed to help them. And what's good, Island? Seriously, Eagle Fang, she agreed to help them, and then she sits there and she changes her mind. It really didn't, Tracy. And granted, I didn't say that, but I'm just sitting there saying I just found it to be funny. But again, Tracy, I do sympathize with TJ because I feel like Christina came to them, and then she made up all these excuses of why she wanted to sit there and keep the child. But then just like if you want to keep the child, but don't sit there and try to make it seem like, you know, don't sit there and try to I kinda did too, Tommy. I kinda did too. If you saw my review, I kinda did too. What's good, Duan? It's good to see you, my friend. Islands okay. Okay, you saw it, okay. Francis Albert, do you think they're going to yeah, Francis, only also because let's be honest, Billy don't have a lot of options when it comes to his woman. He really don't. They're working together. I can totally see that happening. Well, Island, I hope you've been watching some of my reviews because I feel like that would kind of keep you up a little bit, keep you up on some of the stuff that's going on. I said the same thing, Lashanta. Nell says Eric has a brother named John, and Electra is the granddaughter, and Eric grandniece, and RJ isn't biologically a foster, but it's still okay, but it's still weird for him to date one. Okay. Johnson says it was funny when the cop repeated what the hell after Jada said. I thought, Jonathan, I felt like that whole scene with Paulina walking through that, walking through Connie's place was kind of unnecessary. I felt like it was really unnecessary. Um, Ron says, "I'll be your opinion on Ray trying to leave the hospital. It was stupid. I mean, he was right. He was right. You shouldn't be leaving the bed. But the thing is, Ron, I was so distracted with the fact that Ron was able to walk into a mansion, just walk into it with no security. Thank you, Spencer. Yes, I just got it. Thank you, thank you, Spencer. I will sit there and definitely watch it tonight. And if I'm not too tipsy, I may actually wind up doing a video on it. Yeah, Roman. What who did I say it was? Did I say Roman Jonathan? I didn't say Roman, did I? Yeah, but Roman actually just walked into that mansion like, Justin, what Heather's gonna do now? Grope Alexis now that there's some outs. I don't think anyone's actually thinking about that. No one had that thought. Oh, I said Rome. Harry says, I also love your take when you pointed out Gabby did it deliberately to hurt him, which is why she lost all credibility. I'm glad Stefan's done with her for now. Yeah, I mean, listen, Kyrie, you know how I am as far as an eye for an eye, but you're being extra at this point now. You did it to hurt him. He did it because, well, he did it. LaShanta says, Albert, what was Brooke's point? To protect her daughter. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, LaShanta Brooke was out of point, was out of pocket. Like, honestly, to tell you, I mean, all she wanted to do was to have Finn try to smooth over things with Steffi to make it easy for Hope. But she was out of pocket. Justin said that sick has us grow up in Alexis. Yeah, but Justin, that didn't happen in the episode though. I mean, you said that that's sick that happened. I mean, but she wasn't groping her though, Justin. She looked at her and um Alexis just seemed like she was annoyed. So I don't really understand the whole like where did that even come from? Spencer says, you're welcome, my brother, dude. It's like I said, they're getting pretty deep about what's going on, and Kelly is not sitting around. She's clapping back. I heard that, that's the thing, Spencer. I heard that she had a lot of stuff to sit there and talk about, a lot of dirt. And the thing is, Spencer, people listening there wondering what she's going to do an interview with, Michael Fairman or Michael Fairman, because, that's pretty much who they get whenever they want to sit there and do an interview with someone. That is correct. Oh, LaShanta says Sonny should have gotten Laura Buchanan instead of Marty. Yeah, but she's too busy sitting there filming that show Venice that no one's never heard of. Well, I mean, it makes sense, Francis. I mean, Billy and Kelly dated, so Mel says Alex and Stefan will be back together down the road, but Alex will have some hurdles in his way. Yeah, it should be interesting though. Now, I'm looking forward towards towards that part of the story. Lashanta, trust me. No, let me tell you something, Lashanta. Nobody's more happier than me. Nobody. Nobody's more happier than me. Spencer says General Hospital soap daytimes on the set behind the scenes don't get any better than this. It's actually really interesting now, Spencer. There's times, and I hate to say this, there's times where where the drama behind the shows and the people is more interesting than what's actually what we're seeing on the soap operas. That's the truth of the matter. Like Michael's, like Chad Du's marriage and how that went down was more interesting than some of the stuff that he was having on screen with his character. He certainly did. And did he do, Francis? I She is being extra. She is. That's my whole thing. I don't I don't like that Stefan keeps calling it a mistake, but yeah, she did it. And so she retaliated. And he didn't like that. And now she's upset because I'm curious about that too, Island. Well, I guess, but that's what I'm saying, though, Island. The fact that that seems like it's more interesting than what they're doing on the actual soap is an issue. And Spencer said, true that, man. The real behind the scenes drama is so much better. I put it this way, Spencer. The Fantastic Four movie. The new Fantastic Four movie, the latest one they did was terrible. But the behind the scenes drama was interesting as hell. Like it was super interesting. I mean, honestly, that should be expected at a workplace. You're gonna have your people you don't like and people that you do. You just gotta kind of grit your teeth about it and do your job. Yes. Well, from what I understand, Island, it wasn't even a real marriage. Island, it wasn't even a real marriage. I love, it wasn't even a real marriage. From what um he said in State of Mind with Maurice Bernard. Exactly, Island. All right, so it's time to sit there and hear my annoying ass voice because I want to sit there and see how many likes we have. Oof. Yes, exactly, Francis. So 35 people in the chat and 18 likes. So we're getting up there. But maybe sometimes, Francis, maybe it's a delay. I'm not too sure, cherry ice cream. Mel says my intuition is that when Al as Jarvis comes to Days of Our Lives that he will have a love triangle with Leo and Mark. Ooh, Joy, not the love triangle. Kevin says I want Kiss come out so Finn leaves Steffi for Hope. Ooh, okay. Johnson says Stephanie's going to feel really bad after not only realizing that Gabby and AJ didn't sleep together, but also finding that. Yes, I said the same thing. I don't think I said that in the review, but I did say that though. He is going to feel bad. But again, this is like I'm just glad that this shit is done though. Duane says earlier this year, Brooke was saying how she was making her wedding dress. I don't remember her saying that. Harry says they should at least wait the 6 months to find a proper egg donor. I think they made a poor rush decision using Christina's eggs, knowing she a first time mother. Yep, yeah. And Kristen agrees with you. Tracy said Christina's character is getting a little crazy. How are you going to volunteer to carry a baby for your sister and then change your mind and try to keep the baby? Yeah. And also she was out of pocket in that. And there's no denying that, Tracy. I would say, Tracy, because I can see both sides. So this is a have a good night, Sean. It was really great to see you. Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Well, that was a while ago. Okay. Okay. So The thing is, Tracy, I can see both sides of it. So on that note, yes, I do agree with you 100%. But the nuance to that though is, Tracy, as bad as that is, and you know, and I will get to your question in 1 second, Spencer. As bad as that is, the mothers do have a right to change their minds. As awful as that will come across to her sister, to the promise that she made, they do have a right to change their minds, right? But it's the way that she was so deceitful about it. Like, there's no wedding. I can see both of their sides. Um, but she has a right to change her mind. You know, that's why they give them literally that period to do that. And why, yes, it was bad that she sat there and volunteered. Molly and TJ did agree to that, knowing who she was, knowing how reckless, irresponsible, and fickle-minded she is. So I get to your question in 1 minute, Mel. Spencer says, "Yeah, but have you noticed that Christina is definitely changing?" And Sunny, she's calling Jason about assisting. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily changing into Sunny. I think this is just her way of mentally dealing with it. Very piss poor. I don't think that she's changing into what you call it. I just think that she is just. I can't see that, but Mel says, I wonder how Peter as Bo is going to feel on Paul as Xander as being his brother when he returns. Okay. I wonder how is he going to return out of that coma, but I guess we'll all find that out next year. Kristen says, you made a good point. It was reckless of them to use Christina as their surrogate, and it was reckless for her to go to Ava's. Neither side can say they didn't know what they were dealing with. And yeah, and that's the problem. They both have valid points. That's what Sam said today. Sam was like, they both have valid points. Should have should have both with it and honest. I changed my mind instead of using their argument and their relationship as an excuse. Yeah, and that's the thing, Kari. She was definitely out of pocket for that. Lashanta said, "What the F did Natalia insensitive ass have champagne? Why was she insensitive? Seriously, Lashanta, how was she insensitive? She made Sonny $10 million. I'm sorry. I would want somebody to be insensitive to me if they made me $10 million. Really? Okay, Lashanta. Next time somebody sits there and makes you $10 million, you can sit there and call them an insensitive jackass. How dare you sit there and make me money? Can we not sit there and talk about how Sonny's the insensitive one, saying how he's going to let one of the mothers of his children go to jail for a crime that they didn't commit? Like, seriously, Fred, I'm just like, Spencer says, honestly, I think Christina really needs to keep that pretty, sexy, fat mouth shut of hers before something really goes down, which I can't wait to watch. Christina is kind of a looker. I'll give her that much. But she's also kind of immature in a sense for somebody of her age. Um, because it was a 30 something. Because honestly, tell you the truth, Ron, I think it was so much that was going on that how could she sit there and tell her all that in a 30 something minute episode? I don't think there was enough time, Ron. I think that's what it came down to. I'm pretty sure I might have said that, but just for that reason, Ron, I don't think there was enough time in the episode for her to sit there and say that. She already was doing so much. So Lashanta says, why would he want to celebrate? She says she knew about Alexis. She's doing too much. Yeah, she's doing too much. She made him $10 million. Oh heavens. Yeah, her Alexis is in jail. Okay. She still made him money. Again, Lashanta, how about this? How about I make you $10 million and you can sit there and call me an insensitive jackass? Hmm? Well, I mean, why not, Jonathan? It makes more money. She can sit there and pay the rent back faster, and the money can go towards another waitress. Princess says, "I wish the actress would go back to days to portray Abby since Is that because she's just not really working out too much on this show?" Exactly, Kyrie. So I'm like, listen, you make me $10 million, I can sit there and tolerate your ass. Ooh, Kyrie, I got a question for you. So, Kyrie, would you have that same energy if Melanie Mack made you $10 million? Would you would you would you would you still feel that way about Melanie Mack if she made you $10 million? Gotcha, gotcha. Tracy says, I feel Anna wants Jason to choose between her and Sunny. Like in a romantic sense? Autumn. Willow annoyed the heck out of me yesterday, and Sasha was saying, oh, it's not a big deal. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm like, Sasha, girl, once a mistake, twice is something else. Once is not a mistake. Once is a piss poor choice. But yes, you goddamn right, Tracy. Give me $10 million. You can be as insensitive as you want. Ron says, Albert, were you laughing at Jaden when she saw the cutout? No, I wasn't. I wasn't. I was too busy sitting there thinking. I was too busy sitting there wondering how the hell is somebody who, you know what? I think I'm actually done with the fat shaming joke, so I'm not gonna say it. No, fuck that. Screw that. I was sitting there wondering how somebody who looked like they never actually heard of a salad or cardio managed to sit there and get the best out of a woman who looks like they're in shape. That's what I was wondering. I was too busy sitting there wondering about that. There, I said it. Autumn says, do you think Tracy has a crush on Cody? No, but I wanted to. I want her to. I think it would be really good. So, Francis, I'm sorry. I had to sit there and say that. Like, I don't normally fat shame, but ever since she opened up her mouth talking about how Melinda was looking a little bit chunky, I was like, oh, hell no. See, Francis, this is my whole thing. I don't fat shame. I don't. But it's gotten so, Francis, I'm telling you, this honey story has gotten so stupid that she actually called somebody else fat. I, like I said, listen, Trey, let me put it this way. I'm down with big women. Okay, they can hold it down. And let's just sit there and say I'm pretty rough. So I don't sit there and try to mean disrespect towards heavier women because well, for things I can't sit there and say on YouTube, but What's good, Samantha? Daria says, hell yeah, accent. uh, I love it. And she does, Francis. But the thing is, it's just like, it just shows her level of stupidness. And yes, cherry ice cream. Maxie does look good. Well, cherry ice cream. I do sit there and try to be conscious about the stuff that I say. You know, Spencer says I would type of big woman like Kristen Storms would kind of. Damn, I'll actually have to sit there and think of a big woman now, Spencer. But my point is that big women know how to put it down. Tracy said, "Did Scotty leave the show?" I don't think that he left the show, but they just don't have anything for him right now, and it's kind of a shame. See, Kyrie's people. Hmm. But what do you think? Okay, so Kyrie, what do you think about that though? As human beings, how we compromise ourselves for a certain level of money. 'Cause don't get me wrong, I would too, and even with Melanie Mac, I would. Lashanta's do you think Sam will die diving? I hope not. I think, honestly, to tell you the truth, Lashanta, I think that would be an insult to the character. She's an expert diver, and you're telling me that she's going to die doing something that she has excel in? Oof, exactly, Francis. But again, it will be soapy. I saw him back too, Lashanta, aka Mr. Ponytail. Autumn says, "Do you think Hope is going to do what Steffi said and say, nope, I do not, Autumn. I do not. You know why, Autumn? Because she's stupid. Seriously. She will sit there and wreck her career, Autumn. She would rather wreck her own career and get with Finn than to be respectful of Stephanie and her relationship. Yeah, Tracy, I think it was the Johnson says, what if Sam doesn't die and she gets written off in another way? I mean, that's possible. Not likely, but it's possible, though. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Those that say money don't buy happiness don't know where to shop. I like that. Tammy says, I'm so sick of Victor and the Young and Restless, all his greedy, evil ways. He needs to go on vacation for a long time, and Victor needs to stay out of the Abbott business and leave everyone's companies. Exactly. I'm like, bro, you are already making money, you know? Spencer says, do you mean like Laura Rice type of big? Spencer, I'm gonna email you a name, and I don't want you to. Well, don't repeat this name in the chat. And also, thank you for. And let's everyone say what's up to Tammy. Okay, let's send it to you. Yes, let's everyone say what's up to Tammy. Mel says I got good news that there will be a Batman spin-off series that's in the works. Yeah, I think it's called The Penguin, unless it's something new with Colin Farrell as the Penguin, which is still kind of getting used to. Ooh, let's make the Penguin somewhat of a sympathetic villain. Ooh, let's sit there and make the Penguin a woman. What's good, Texas Twister? And again, how you doing tonight, Samantha? Okay, I sent you another one, Spencer. Probably not, Jonathan, just because I also don't have HBO Max, and I'm so swamped and so behind on so many other things. Like I actually told you, Jonathan, after watching This Is Us, I'm going to be watching Invincible. Kristen says I'm so tired of the sympathetic villains. Let them be bad. Thank you, Kristen. Curry says, "Do you want Connie? I want that. I want that chick killed off. I want that chick gone like yesterday, bro. No, no, I don't have. I don't have a Jonathan. I mean, I can get it, but like I said, there's so many other series. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Jonathan, I still didn't watch Titans. I want to watch Titans before I watch the Penguin. So yeah, I still got Titans to watch. I still got Stargirl I want to watch. So that's another thing. Tommy says I'm sick of Sharon and the Christina and the Kristen Karen storyline too. Tammy, I will sit there and say this much though. Um, Sharon off her meds has been the most interesting I've seen her been. Francis Albert, maybe Sam diving equipment will malfunction. She will be without oxygen. Ooh, okay. Yo, Kyrie, let me know how that is. Seriously, I want to know. I mean, yeah, Francis, that could definitely happen. I'm just, but think about that though. Think about that for a hot minute. How messed up? Okay, how much of an insult would that be? Let's think about this for a minute, Francis. They're already firing Kelly. They're going to make her character die. Um, I mean, I mean, they could do that. I feel like that would be somewhat of an insult, though. But they could do that, though. Jason says, "Where's Valentine with Charlotte?" I heard she's supposed to be coming back. I heard they're both supposed to be coming back at some point, though, Cherry. Um, but I'll tell you this much, Cherry Ice Cream. I know Valentine is on another show, this Disney show called The Villains. So he may still be filming that, and that's the reason why he's been gone so long. Samantha says, "Do you think Kelly will come back?" Um, I would like to think that she will come back, though. I like to then think that she will come back, Samantha. I don't know why Kelly isn't back yet. Um, okay. Well, I look forward to it then, Mel. I like the first Batman movie. Tammy says, "I'm born to beautiful. I don't want Taylor to die." They're not going to kill her off. She's been on. The character has been on for too long, Tammy. They're not going to kill her off. Um, so they're not going to kill her off. They'll send her away or something. I mean, characters have actually played Taylor over the years. They're not going to kill her off. Rashawn says, Albert, did you hear Billy mom joining? Did you hear Billy mom joining? And yes, yes, I did hear about that. They used to date in real life, and so yeah, Lashanta, she is actually supporting Kelly as she should. Hey Ron, when you ask me a question that I'm not going to sit there and look at and roll my eyes, and I'll sit there and acknowledge that. That's one of those questions that will make me roll my eyes. For instance, is probably not, Francis. I didn't enjoy the first one. I saw the first one like years later on. So, but I hope that people see it, they enjoy it. It's just, eh, not for me. What's good, Big Nate? I tell you this much, Francis. The only Joker that I actually really like, um, was on the cartoon Batman the animated series. He doesn't feel like the Joker to me. I think that's been my biggest problem with that movie. He just comes across as a psychotic person that just kills people. Joker has a bit of humor and whatever, and maybe that Joker just comes across as a little bit too serious for me. Oh, you saw it twice? Wow. Francis says I don't like the Joker movies out there. Had Yeah, he did, Francis. He did. It was just a different type of Joker, but yeah, he did. Yeah, Kristen. That's why I was like, listen. And that's the thing, Kristen. Once that Joker is in my mind, I can't like. Uh, and he's so polar opposite. 1 second, Jonathan. There's a lot of comments I got to sit there and get through. Just please give me 1 second. What's good, gorgeous Jess? Queen Jess is in the chat. Okay, let's see. We're gonna be doing this. I don't know if it's actually gonna let me. Okay, Johnson says, imagine if on Friday cliffhanger of Days of Our Lives, Connie tries to make one last attempt to kill Gabby or Stefan, and from behind, she's struck down by Wendy. I'll tell you this much, Jonathan. It will make Kyrie's pretty happy. It'll make Kyrie's pretty happy. Of course, we'll have to sit there and get back Wendy, so I don't know how much that would make me happy personally. Francis says Heath Ledger had a lot of psychological problems after doing that movie. Shit, I can only imagine. Kristen says I don't have a favorite joke, and I think a lot of them missed the mark. Nate says, how do you feel about Amy coming back to YNR? I don't know who she is. So I only been watching the show for 4 years. So I have no idea who she is. Jess, what do you think of General Hospital today? Tammy says, sir, did you see my comment about Jack and Phyllis Summer? No. There's been a lot of comments. So okay, hold on. So yeah, Tammy, if I do miss a comment, don't take it personal because I'm gonna miss comments from time to time. It was okay. Just said I don't feel I don't feel bad for Alexis. You didn't feel sad that she had to go through that whole booking process that we didn't need to see. Tammy says, I think Phyllis and Jack was the best couple when they were together until Diane Jenkins and Billy Abbott and Nick Newman ruined their relationship. I want Jack and Phyllis back together. Okay, that's cool. Um, I think there's a I think there's a nice synergy between Phyllis and Jack. Phyllis is more outgoing. Jack is a little more reserved. So their synergy is pretty cool. Just as it's not like the first time she's in jail. That's true. Well, it's the first time we had to sit there and see that whole process. Like it was unnecessary. Just as I like that Sam decided to get Christine some help, this Sam doing more than the last one. Jess, did you hear the theory how Sam is going to die when she goes diving? She's going to die when she goes diving. They're going to kill her off by them going by their when she tries to find a gun in the water. How is Jack too gullible? I don't know, Tammy. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. They bring back Diane for a reason. I don't think they're just going to break them up. Just as, why would she be diving? She'd be diving to sit there and look for the gun. Remember, she was like, the gun is somewhere. Just, I think it would be insulting. Francis says it's Ivory returning for another one day appearance or longer. Francis, I mean, did you like her when she came on? Did you like when she actually came back? Tracy says, "Do you think Lucky and Elizabeth are getting back together once it's reunited? Maybe it'd be a love triangle between Lucky and Rick." Well, Ron, I'll love to sit there and see if you're right about that. I got good news that Mortal Kombat Cole will have a small role with Kurt or Carl as Johnny, and okay, and that is gory and action. Okay, that is Mortal Kombat right. Exactly, Slick Rick, my friend, Slick Rick. Now, Kristen says it will be insulting. She shouldn't go out that way. So, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Jeff said. People are sitting there saying that. Um, okay. I'm also going to sit there and say this though too. After Lashanta's comment, Lashanta said Liz pissed about Alexis. She let Rick send her out. How did she let Rick send her out? Rick was. Here's the thing, Lashanta. Rick was going to sit there and tell the truth regardless. So Liz is going to have to tell the truth. Just says I don't care about Heather or her hip. I wouldn't choose either of them. Okay, so here's my thing about the Christina scene. They are doing whatever they can to put Felicia in scenes where it's like this scene would have made more sense if Kevin would have actually, like have like a therapy session because she's just a patient advocate. But yet Christina isn't there telling her story to Felicia about her feelings about the baby and the loss and everything. But Felicia's not a therapist. So it's like, why did you feel the need to put Felicia in a scene where it would have been more sense to have Kevin there? But you put Kevin in this adventure with Laura going to a dangerous part of Africa. I know it's a soap opera, and I know not everything's going to make a lot of sense, but it's like, really, really, we just had to shoehorn in Felicia into a role that's supposed to be a therapist. Okay, sure. Jess says yes. I was confused why Felicia was even at that scene. Like she's a damn yes. Yeah, cherry ice cream. Tammy says, I like Wyatt and Hope together better, and Bold and the Beautiful and Beth really Wyatt's child is said in the spoilers, not Liam's daughter. Oh, okay. Just a little bit from my time, but okay. Tracy says, how old is Rick supposed to be? With that silver hair, I would sit there and say like 60. You know, Kristen, no. Yes, they do need more than one therapist, Kristen, but what they need is to make shit make sense. That's my thing. Laura's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go to Africa. I'm gonna go to Africa to sit there. And Tracy was like, yo, listen, why don't we sit there and get a mercenary team? Okay, now I got something else to sit there and say. People are upset that Carly and Jason are hijacking a story for Laura. But it makes much more sense for Jason and Anna to go to a dangerous part of Africa as opposed to the mayor of Port Charles and the only therapist of Port Charles. But yet you're gonna have them go and Felicia's supposed to be what? Right? The thing is, I get that Felicia, the actress, has been on the show for a long time, but you're doing shit that's just not really making any sense. I don't know who these people. Well, here's the thing, Tammy. It's probably a story that, um, let's be nice, Ron. There's probably a story that I have no idea, um, who you're talking about. Jerry Ashton says, I'm confused. 7 people are going to, another. Okay, and that's it. But that's the thing, though, Jerry Ice Cream. The actress that plays Laura is on vacation. So that's another reason why they got Carly and Jason into this storyline. Johnson says, I heard Universal and Warner Brothers made a distribution deal where they would share content, put them both on their streaming platforms. That's good. Joe says, I don't know why Jason and Anna are even going. Well, Jess, here's the thing. What makes more sense? Anna and Jason going or Kevin and Laura going? Tracy says Felicia is not a therapist, but she probably looking to her as an older person who has more experience. And I here's Tracy, here's my thing. I get the fact that they both lost a child, right? But the thing is, this just feels like they're shoe like they it feels like they're trying to. I know you did not just cut off my goddamn song. It feels like they're trying to find something to do. Have a night, Kristen. No, 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 don't play another song. That was wrong, sure. Just that Kevin and Laura going is dumb, but I could understand them going more than I understand Anna going. But here's the thing, though, Jess. Anna's going to find Lucky for Luke. Jason's going because, well, Carly asked her to. So in reality, that really does actually kind of make sense when you think about it. Tammy says Hope Sharon don't hurt Phyllis and Daniel, and his dad Danny sir is out of town, and Phyllis is working for Billy. Well, at least it'd be interesting. Jess says Luke hasn't been relevant in Anna's life for years. I get that, but I mean, Jess, she did sit there and say, and that's the thing. The thing is though, like if Robin was in trouble, Luke Luke would sit there and help out. So I think that's how she's sitting there thinking in her mind. Like just because you're not together doesn't mean that you don't care about each other and wouldn't help out each other in a sense or help out each other's children. Samantha says Rick is upset that Sonny and Alexis coddle Christina. Be that as it may, Sonny didn't prevent Rick from actually being more present in Molly's life. That was Rick's choice to stay away, and that's 100% correct. Francis said, what did Sonny ask Rick to do on the phone to get Marty to represent or to get Marty to come over to the house so he can hire Marty to represent Alexis. I feel like I need a drink before I read this comment. Ron says, Albert, why are you okay with the actress playing Sheila and Stephanie being good friends on camera? Because some fans are upset saying, well, those fans are nut jobs. I mean, they're nut jobs. So, like, I don't really understand, like, they're nut jobs, Ron. And what's good, Jay Blue? Does Fiona Hughes, doesn't Fiona Hughes usually leave GH in the summer? Maybe this is her delayed summer break. Maybe. I am too. But Jay Blue, I know that Judgini Francis is on vacation, and I feel that's the reason why they also put Jason and I don't know why they actually put them there. It was also unnecessary though too. That's another thing, Jay Blue. It was also unnecessary. Tammy says I've been watching Restless since I was 3.5 years old. My mom since 1973 when it first started, but when they brought Jack Abbott in 1989, that became really good. Wow, you've been watching it for a hot minute. Damn, bro. Damn, sis. Yeah, I've only been watching Young and the Restless for that's good. It's good. And just agree with you about something that I missed. Oh, she'll do anything, Birch. Yeah, but at least she's actually doing something good though. Just as B&B's back to being boring. Yeah, but to be fair, they've kind of been boring up into. Here's the thing, though, Jess. Even with Luna being there in the beginning, it was still kind of boring. It wasn't until Luna started going dark that it got interesting. The problem is, Jess, is the way that Luna just switched and decided to be dark and start killing people and everything like that. Oh, yeah, Ron agrees with you. See, Honestly, to tell you the truth, I felt like I should have been counting. Oh, okay, Jess. All right. Um, I should have been counting. Now, Jay Blue also says the same thing. Is this how Sam will die jumping into the water for a gun? Pretty insulting, huh? Have a good night, Island. Samantha says, what do you think of Phyllis and Billy teaming up? Do you think they will actually get the best of Victor this time? No, no. I listen, Samantha. I am rooting for Billy. I just don't see it though. Francis says the Logan Foster feud is rest and repeat. Bell can't come up with anything new. So yeah, I agree, Francis. Mel says I got good news. That Never Let Go horror movie is coming Friday, September. Yeah, I don't know. I like Holly Berry, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in seeing a lot of Holly Berry stuff. Like I think she's fine as fuck, but like I saw a Quiet Place Part 3. I think that might have been the second worst movie I've seen this year. I can't even believe I actually like one was good, two was even better, and then three they I don't know what the hell they were doing in three. But they put on Paramount Plus real fast, and I should tell you something. Seriously, Francis, I was so happy to watch it. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't sit there and see it in the theaters because I didn't feel like paying an exorbitant price. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, wow. What's good, Jakaris? Jay Blue says, you guys, I'm really trying to stay with Jay's. I even asked my mom if I could take a break from watching it. Part three, just Quiet Place Part Three. That was a terrible movie. It was like it wasn't Madam Web terrible, but it was actually really good. Like it was almost an insult. I don't know what the hell they're doing in that movie, but uh, in what particular Chikaris? In what in particular? I saw some of the comments you was just saying, and Dion's corner. But I want to know why you're just interested though. In one in particular. Lash- Lashanta says Phyllis got more balls than Nick. Yo, Nick is the golden child. He is an amazing character. That man will sit there and give you literally the shirt that's off your back. Just says I'm tired of the quiet place. It doesn't need so many movies. Have a good night, Francis. About what in particular, Jakaris, if you don't mind saying, if you don't mind sharing. Well, Jess, you didn't like the second one? Just says, what did you think of Drew and Willow yesterday? I thought it was hilarious, Jess. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. This chick falls over, and of course, he just catches her. And this dude is all like, you know, this dude was not okay. Let me tell you something. That was baby oil that he had on him. That dude is not wet. He was he was not wet with water. He. I thought that shit was funny as hell. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I am so sick and tired of Willow. What are you talking about? John. Well, I mean, John. I mean, Chikars, you don't feel like when you come into soap chats and stuff like that, like we can talk about soaps and stuff like that. Johnson said you should have that Julian Cook producing. Jonathan, is it that political show with Melissa Benoist and the guy who plays Stefan? Oh, I know what you're talking about. That Twitter stuff. I mean, no, that was it a Twitter space. Okay, well, what's the name of the show then, Jonathan? Because now I'm actually very curious. You're talking about Twitter space. They don't. Okay, so I'm assuming that the people that you just as he was soaking baby or he's not sexy at all, stop forcing him on us. I think, I mean, no offense, Jakaris, but I think the women that, yeah, yeah, the thing is, okay, so Cherry's he goes on Twitter Space and he talks to other people about like Bold and the Beautiful and stuff like that. And the thing is, and this is no offense to the people that, yeah, and that's the thing though, Jakaris, like the people that don't come on there usually, there's a couple reasons why. One, I feel like they just have children and jobs and stuff like that, and they just don't have time to do it. Um, because I heard some of the women that are on the show with you. So I think it's just more the fact that you just have a lot of responsibilities and stuff, you know. But it does suck though. I get it. It's, you know, I'm sorry to hear that though, Chikaris. I just feel like they are just. I just feel that it's more just. It seems like older ladies with like children and grandchildren and stuff. So don't let that reflect on you or anything. I'm about to look that up, Jonathan. Yeah, that's the thing, Terry is for me. It's just like that's number one. Terry is number two. So Twitter is a well, Twitter is it's a very toxic place, and most people are not a fan. You know, it's actually really funny, Jonathan. I actually do have Amazon Prime. I'm gonna look up that show right now. I actually do have Amazon Prime. And now I can't spell for some odd reason. Okay, maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe I'll give it a chance. Just as Candace King hasn't aged either. She does. You know why, Jess? Because she's a goddamn vampire. That's why. That's why, Jess. Because she's a vampire. I'll tell you that. What was her character's name again? Jonathan. What was her character's name again? I think that was the best decision to sit there and make her a vampire. That's what I'm going to sit there and say. Caroline, yes, that was the best. I remember, Jess. I remember there was a scene where, thank you, Jonathan, when Catherine was dying, and she was like, she even said in the show, like in the episode, she was like, She said something along the lines of like, you weren't interesting until you became a vampire. And I laughed so hard because it was like, it was true. Ron, they'll be upset. Jess says her becoming a vampire was a major upgrade from her character. Oof. You know, it's funny, Jakars, because a couple people actually did sit there and say that. And I didn't think the scene was really that great, but I feel like they don't give Trina so much. I feel like they give Trina so little to do that whenever Trina gets a scene, they kind of just have to like it a little bit. Like, even if it's not super interesting, it's like, you know, they're not really getting much. J Blue says my basic Hulu is going up next month, and Netflix just lowered my bill and added ads. Oh wow! Well, I guess my Hulu bill is going up too. Did you watch both Soap Night? Did you ever watch both Soap Dallas and Northland? No, no, I never watched Dallas or As the World Turns. Just Young and Restless. LaShanta says I've been watching Dallas old shows. Yeah, I remember you said that. I never really watched Dallas before, so I was wondering who's going to do a review on Jakars. Okay, Jonathan. So, I've been sitting there thinking about the Vampire Diaries and stuff like that, and the book was much different. Um, I mean, for a lot of reasons, like Bonnie was a redhead with freckles. Klaus was not a hybrid; he was just a really old vampire. Vampire was able to sit there and do magic. And Elena was a very unlikable character. Jess, if you didn't like this version of Elena, the book version is 1,000 times worse. She is a blonde girl that acts like she's pretty much all that. Oh, okay, damn. Not gonna lie, I partly thought I was gonna kind of impress you with my knowledge of the book, but well, that's actually she's yeah, you are 100% correct. Okay, Jess, I'm just gonna have to sit there and try harder to impress you. I actually thought I was gonna impress you with that. Tammy says, I have a question. Will Nick Newman put Sharon Newman away in Young and Restless? Probably for her own good. Listen, Jess, I did, I did try though. I did try. One, because I know that you're sitting there watching the show, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit there and impress her with something that she didn't know. Well, that went left. But two, oh, reality, Jess, I still want them to do another show, and I feel like they can use the books as material, or at least the angel part. Hell, they put gods in there and legacies. They can sit there and put angels in there. And like Julie says, she does have more stories to tell. So it's not like the CW isn't hurting. Well, that's some push of shit. I ain't know about that. Just that makes more. This is what we always just gone. I wish they could bring that part is where we always kind of differ a little bit, but I do feel that Julie does have more material she can pull out from the books. Jazz, here's the thing about Julie. She knows how to make like good suspense and action and stuff. It's her commitment that pisses me off. Now says I got good news that the Black Phone 2 horror movie is coming out October. Ethan Hawke. Yeah, I never actually saw the first one, but I mean, just halfway through Legacy, she left to sit there and do the Vampire Academies. I'm like, why would you sit there and leave a project to sit there and do another one? Like, it, Tammy says, do you think they would bring Tucker back and Young and the Restless to save the Abbott Company? Hmm. I mean, people like Tucker, but like, no. I would sit there and say that I do feel bad for Julie, though. In a sense, she worked so much that she never took time to sit there and have a family or anything like that. And I think that that kind of hindered her creative process. You know what they say, all work and no fun, or no life for that matter. J Blue says, is surfing in New York a thing? I'm confused about Drew and his board. Well, to be fair, J Blue, he was actually paddling. Have a good night, Lashanta. He was actually paddling. But like, but I'm just like, here's my okay. Here's the thing though. Sasha sat there and said to Willow, "Is there something wrong with your relationship?" And Willow was like, "No, everything is fine." That was a lie. Willow did sit there and say that she's having problems with Michael, that he doesn't sit there and treat her. Well, he hides things from her, and he always sits there and tries to handle her. He feels that she's not strong enough to handle certain things, so he's always being overprotective. Drew doesn't do that. Drew kind of treats her more as an equal. So for her to sit there and say, "Nope, our relationship is perfect," that's not true. Jonathan, not only did I heard about it, but I actually saw the clip, and I do agree with Jonathan. I don't think that people understand how hard he worked at that job. You can sit there and say, "No, that episode was great" or whatever, but it's like they find ways to sit there and shit on a little guy, and I can understand his frustration. Plus, it's always interesting to sit there and see Stephen Amell curse. Jonathan, Jay Blue, I asked myself that every day with all four of those soap operas. Seriously. What's good, Lakeisha? What the hell was I saying before? I was going somewhere and I totally forgot whatever I was saying. I was gonna sit there and pull out that old joke and I'm just not going to. And somebody in this chat knows exactly what that old joke is. And and that's the thing. And Jonathan, I do understand there's a certain level of cheesiness to it, right? And not every show was peak or whatever. But it's like Jonathan, people sit there and always shit on the bad stuff. There's a lot of it, but there's good stuff that the Arrowverse did as well. Um, and I feel sometimes they don't get enough credit that they deserve. Jay Blue says technically Michael is still holding back on information from Will, and that's 100% true. Lakeisha on here temporarily trying to finish packing my trip. Will you have fun on your trip? Tell us all about it when you get back. And I'm happy that you're here. I missed you. Oh, and also, Jess, if you're still here, I missed you as well. I didn't sit there and say that, though, too. I haven't seen she's either bored or falling out of love with Michael. Probably both. But see, here's the thing, though, Jess. One, I miss seeing you in the chat, so I just want to sit there and tell you that. Two, listen, if you want to sit there and talk about how important your relationship is, then actually fight for it and do the work. Yeah, I just want to sit there and say that because I don't know how much this drink is going to influence what I'm going to say, but I did miss it there and see you in the chat though. But my whole thing is like, you want to sit there and start talking about how important your relationship is. It's like, then why don't you do something about it? Stop sitting there saying, stop giving us this lip service. Stop crying and stuff like that. Nobody cares about that. I care more that you do something about it. Maybe if you actually admit what you did and work on therapy. Just as I guess Drew is just not lit for her, like time away from being a mother and being bored. Johnson says Arrow almost got a Suicide Squad spinoff, but they couldn't do it because the movie was still developing. That's true, Jonathan. I also heard they, well, allegedly they were supposed to do a rated R Stephen Amell movie. I mean, rated R Arrow movie, and that got canceled. What's my goddamn boot so heavy? Now, Lakeisha says, I feel like Cameron Madison made the Drew character unlikable. Hmm. Tammy says, do you think Sharon and Nick and Young and Russell get back together if she helps? If she gets help? Yeah, I do, Tammy. But not just because of the romantic stuff or anything like that, because in reality, Nick don't have a lot of options. I mean, hell, he can't get back together with Sally. That's going to be, Sally's going to be with Billy. I guess he could sit there and try with Phyllis, but that's the thing, though, Tammy. I'm not even sitting there basing this off any sort of romantic past feelings, what I want or anything like that. I base it off of the math. Seriously, I base it off of the math. Mel says, I got good news that Creep Tapes TV series is coming on Friday, November 15th with star Mark will reprise his role that will be on Shutter and AMC. Okay, I have no idea what that series is. I mean, I love horror, but that's cool. Hmm. But yeah, I um, I probably won't be able to watch it. Like, I I got 2 episodes left of This Is Us, and I have to find time to watch it. Like, I try to watch it Saturday before I start the stream, and the first 10 minutes I was like, nope, I can't do that. because I knew it was going to mess me up psychologically. Like that was going to put me in a place that I didn't want to go. Have a good night, Tammy. Big D said GH still killing off Sam. They are still killing off Sam. Big D. They are still killing off Sam. Yeah, Jay Blue. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea who that is. Oh, of course, Tammy. I enjoyed your company, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I do live streams Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So, but yeah, I have no idea who that is. But yeah, Johnson, that's why when you were sitting there asking me about seriously, um, I think if I actually wasn't watching anything else, maybe I would sit there and get HBO Max if I was done with everything. McD says nobody missed Lulu. You know, it's actually funny, McD. On another show called Days of Our Lives, I'm like, nobody misses Everett. But I know Jonathan misses Everett. Most people probably, I put it this way, I don't think that the last Lulu was a great Lulu, personally. Okay, said, I'm confused as to why her character has to be killed off. Why not write her off? They did Lulu without a coma. Hmm. Okay. I heard in the mini project, Jay Blue. I didn't see it, but I heard in the mini project. And thank you. Hit that goddamn like button. I wonder where we are. Hopefully, we're over 23. And become a member also. Not just because, you know, like financial or anything like that, but like I said, this weekend, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss this weekend's live stream. Actually, Saturday and Sunday is going to be a really good live stream. So Johnson says, and chances are we haven't seen the last of that character. Jonathan, I applaud your optimism. I know there's a bit of fact. I know there's a bit of facts that's coming in there with that, but I really do admire your optimism. J Blue, in particular reason why you don't watch horror movies anymore? I grew up with horror movies. I watched a lot of horror movies when I was a kid that I shouldn't watch. Actually, I watched a lot of things as a kid that I shouldn't have watched. But no, actually, I haven't. Cherry Ice Cream. I haven't heard of Ambassador Sam. He's still a member though, so I'm assuming that he probably watched the content and stuff like that. But I haven't heard of him though. I haven't seen from him in a hot minute. So he's explaining more than it's just not okay. Johnson says, "I'm just saying, Days doesn't typically leave storylines like that open ended when we in the middle of learning more about a certain character." I mean, don't get me wrong, Jonathan. Yes, I hope that they actually do more with him than what they did. Because let's be honest, with Jonathan, that character probably deserved more. The actor deserved more, and for them to sit there and leave it the way that they did is just crappy. I don't. I think that they pulled in the DID storyline too soon. And like DC said, that I can agree with, it would have been more interesting. Have a nice Samantha. Fair Samantha. I'll see you in the next live stream. I think if they would have, hell, they could even actually made him the killer. You know, they could have made him the killer. And they did. They missed so many opportunities that sometimes, Jonathan, I wonder when they kill off characters a little bit too soon. Is it more of bad writing, or is it more of behind the scenes sort of thing? You go back to Sam's character, right? They're killing off her character, not as Lakeisha says. Exactly, Jonathan. Not as Lakeisha says. Well, why can't you just write her off? They put they put Lulu in a coma for actually no more than 4 years. They put Lulu in a coma for a very long time. But they're killing off Sam's character? No. They're not just I don't think that his them. I don't think that they're just killing off Sam's character because they just are done writing for her. I think there may be some personal stuff behind the scenes of why they're actually killing her off. I don't think it's just because they could do that. She has her own fan base. She's proven that when they give her good material, she can do really great storylines and really great material. Exactly, Cherry from exactly, Lakeisha. I feel that whatever's going on, then it may have something to do with it being behind the scenes. 20 something years and you're just now killing off this person? Nick D says, I don't think she wants to work with Jason. No, it's more than that. There is a story going around where she didn't want to take a pay cut. That a lot of the other actors was like, hey, listen, we'll take a pay cut. It is what it is. And this is across the board. This is across the board. This isn't just General Hospital. This is damn near almost every ABC show. And from what I read, that it is in their contract to agree to take a certain level of pay cuts. She didn't want to take it. She felt that her work was worth more than them just slashing her salary. She said no. It was like, okay, you can exit left. But either way, it's something that's going on behind the scenes. Jay Blue says, I outgrew it. I guess I'm a Gen Xer. I've seen a lot of things I shouldn't have watched. Maybe it's age. I'm now more into things that make me laugh and relieve stress. Same thing with movies and violence. Okay, I get it. It's interesting, Jay Blue. I normally don't do comedy. I'm more of a horror, drama, action, sci-fi person. But I do get it. I guess for me, Jay Blue, like I said, I grew up with it. Like literally, my parents watched it, so I watched it, which I shouldn't have watched it, but I did. I did too, cherry ice cream. Johnson says I have an idea for another supernatural drama. What is it? Hmm. The funny thing is though, Jay Bloom, is that I normally don't do comedies, but like After watching an episode of This Is Us, I will sit there and watch Family Guy because for me, I need something that's going to balance out what I just saw. So that's probably one of the very few times I'll sit there and watch a comedy. Johnson says it's called Doctor Lockhart. What is it about? Big D says Sonny shot an unarmed Jagger. Yeah, and Jagger's dumbass was went to Sonny's place with no backup. His weapon wasn't drawn. He just came there and just that's I'm not gonna lie, part of it was good last day. What'd you throw to B&B? Tracy says I think somebody doesn't like the person that plays Sam and they're doing this to be spiteful. And you know what? That's always the case, Tracy. That could be the case too. Johnson says it's about a vampire doctor who runs a hospital that treats supernatural beings. Tell me more. I'm thinking of Team Wolf, Scott running the clinic, being a wolf. Okay, so Jonathan, I know that you like Team Wolf, right? How would you how would you sell that to Jess? Because I feel like in some ways that like Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf are very similar as far as being good, separate from the Doctor. Jay Blue says I watched all the horror movies that came out in the 70s, 80s, 90s, Freddy Krueger's. Oh, of course, Jay Blue. Because here's the thing, though. He wasn't. Freddy Krueger had this thing called Pizzazz, right? Where he didn't just, murked a bunch of people, whatever, and it was just really horrible and really scary, like Jason. He added a certain level of humor to it and imagination. That's why I was like, what's the guy's name? Ingo. I can't remember. Robert Engel. Robert Englund or Engel, whatever the hell his name is. Um, he will always be among like the king of kings when it comes to his horror. I also watched that shit when I shouldn't have. Akalo? Oh, Dr. Akalo. Clever. Last day says I'm good. Albert B&B was bad. My problem is the writing is just repetitive and it's the same story but done worse. Yeah, last day, I mean, we gotta give Ryan credit. He calls it rinse and repeat for a reason. Yeah, it was true, Cherish, but he was also funny though. Maybe he was funny because I was like 9 or 8, but he was funny though. Jay Blue said that scene with Jack coming for Sonny without backup Manos. It didn't make Jay Blue. I feel like what they did with Jagger is that they made Jagger what is in wrestling terms called a jobber, right? Like honestly, tell you the truth, think about it, Jonathan. I mean, think about it, Jay Blue. This is supposed to be a an official arrest. Yet you come outside with no witnesses ready to sit there and quote unquote take Sonny in. Like, in all reality, I'm sitting there thinking that maybe Jagger could have been planning on killing Sonny. Like we don't know. But the point is, he said that. Remember, he sat there and said, it'd be a really good fantasy of mine, which is a weird fantasy. For me to sit there and drag your ass out in front of all the Quartermains and all your family, but yet you go to the boathouse. Like there was no family members there that you could have been like, yo, listen, where's Sonny at? But your ass go to the boathouse. Like nothing in that scene really makes a lot of sense when you start to think about it. I mean, that's the thing about like I didn't watch Jason back then. Jason was very basic for the most part. And both of them started doing a little bit too much after a while. Was good Denzel. Okay. Denzel says Sonny killing case outside of court outside of the accused boathouse was just dumb. Yes. I agree with that. Oh, and also let's everyone say what's up to Denzel. Not Denzel Washington, but Denzel. Hope was mad at Steffi for kissing and coming on to Liam. Yes. Oh wow. So last day. So pretty much the last day is to saying that they've been telling the same shitty ass story from 2011. Johnson says Dr. Alkalar hospital treats vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, wendigos, and more. And there's also villains as well. Dr. Acklar is the expert when it comes to supernatural related conditions. Jonathan, you gotta sit there and tell me one day why you're not sitting there thinking about trying to sell some of these scripts. And I'm being dead ass serious. I'm not even joking. I'm being dead ass serious. Like, I mean, listen, Denzel, like, he makes an excellent point. Jay Lucas, I think, after the Freddy vs. Jason movie 2016, I told myself I was done, even though I think I missed a new Freddy. There was a new, so Jay Blue, hmm. So it sounds like, I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into it. So it sounded like it was just kind of stupid, like things just got kind of dumb. Because I get it, Jay Blum. There are certain horror movies that they will sit there and start kind of watering shit down. Hmm. I got you. I just, I think it's important to sit there and kind of look into that stuff, through Jonathan, because you have a good imagination, and I mean, to be honest, Jonathan, I can see one of them. I can see one of those series turn into a CW show, or a little bit more than that. But like, yeah, and trust me, Jonathan, the CW needs your idea. Jonathan, I'm gonna sit there and say this: the CW needs your ideas, like badly. John, last day said, yeah, the same crap from 13 years ago. Just Hope was mad at Stephanie for kissing her boyfriend, and now Stephanie is mad at Hope for kissing her husband. Hence the name Rinse and Repeat, right? Yeah, that's true. Hmm. Jonathan, I wish I could sit there and say something positive about that, but I really can't. Jay Blue says one horror film I would not watch again was The Eternity. That movie made me paranoid. And okay, I'm gonna sit there and take a look at that. Hold on. I will get to everyone's comments in a minute. I'll sit there and see what you're talking about. Why is this not moving faster? Yes, that's very true, Jonathan. I remember you said that in our collab. So you couldn't even do it even if you wanted to. That's the sad part. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I know, you know, J Blue. I just actually screenshotted, so I'm gonna sit there and take a I'm gonna look into it after. Thank you. You know, Jay Blue, the thing is, like I said, I'm a horror fan, so I'm definitely curious about that. Also, also maybe somewhere like the sci-fi. You know, Jonathan, I haven't watched the Sci-Fi Channel in years. Let's put it this way, Jonathan. I haven't watched the Sci-Fi Channel since the last show I watched on it was Being Human. That should tell you how long it's been. The American version, by the way. Tracy says the storyline with Sunny killing to me is a little crazy. It is, because you know, here's the thing, though, Tracy. It is for a couple reasons. First of all, he killed the Fed, right? He hasn't been known to sit there and be a cop killer. So for him to sit there and kill a Fed is out of pocket. Number two, Tracy, him the one that's actually doing it. Sonny is not the type of person that tends to generally get his hands dirty. He usually hires somebody else to do it. If it's not Jason, it's somebody else. But he did it. So that's another thing that's just out of pocket. That's why, Tracy, this scene with him they're saying that, you know, I'm a little distracted because I'm worried about Alexis. I was like, you're worried about Alexis because she's being sent to prison. She's being sent to jail for a crime that you committed. You're a scumbag, Sonny. Like, honestly, tell you the truth, here's the thing. I used to be the biggest Sonny fan. Now I'm kind of like iffy about it. I like Sonny, but I don't like what he did with Karen. I think that that's was definitely out of pocket. Even if 17 is considered legal in some states. But with that being said, bro, you want to sit there and talk about how you're worried about Alexis and you're worried about Christina, and her mental health and everything like that. The thing is, what are you gonna do about it besides hiring a good lawyer? She goes to Pentonville. You done sent the mother of your child to jail for a crime that you committed. You didn't even actually have to commit that crime. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, Terry. It's like you committed that crime and you're letting somebody else go to jail for it. On top of that, you are putting other people like Michael in jeopardy. He tampered with evidence. Johnson says not on the CW, maybe somewhere like the Sci-Fi Channel. Jay Blue said there was another horror film that came that had Ray Liotta, Leota, John Cusack, Rebecca, and I remember making the sign of the cross because Ray character ran over a dead body. It was jarring for me. Ooh, Candyman. That movie's kind of creepy. I mean, as a kid, J Blue, which I shouldn't have been watching, by the way, that movie was all kind of creepy. Um, you know, a while back, my dad, I then spent the night. I dared him to say Bloody Mary in the mirror. Because you know, my dad was, you know, my dad is he finds horror movies a joke, and anything horror movie or anything horror, he's just like, oh, I don't believe in that. Like, like he has like no fear or anything like that. So one night I actually challenged my dad. I was like, hey, why don't you go into the mirror? Why don't you go into the bathroom, go into the mirror, and say Bloody Mary 3 times? He wouldn't say it. Seriously, he wouldn't say it. Johnson says, do you think Paulina will eventually fire AJ? That's a tough one. If she does, she could be kind of screwed because if he gets fired, then he's going to sit there and call that group to recap to pretty much kind of get her fired as far as being mayor. So, but she may not have a choice. So she's screwed if she do it or she doesn't. But also, I can't believe that he already got fired from Demera Enterprises, and he's going to get fired from being DA. I almost would feel bad for him, except for the fact that he's still going to be rich. Jonathan. That's probably the real thing that's just like really messed up. He's still going to be rich. Denzel says, Albert, you ever heard about the All My Children is returning on Lifetime? No, I did not. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna look that up though. Denzel, I'm gonna look that up. Where'd you hear that from, Denzel? Jay Lucy has also met the actress who played in that movie There's a Bloody Mary Chicago Story. Hmm. I'm not even joking, Jay Blue. I did do that. Okay, here's the thing. I'll sit there and say it's my Jay Blue, and I still love her, and I will still watch the movie. The first Exorcist movie will always creep me out. The first, actually, I'm gonna be honest, Jay Blue. Any Exorcist movie creeps me out. Oh, you mean the last time that I streamed, right? I do remember you saying that, Jay Blue. I mean, Jonathan, I do remember you saying that. And I remember that because I was like, this is kind of a stupid idea. I do remember you saying that. Yeah, yeah, cherry ice cream. That they're not going to do a series, they're not going to do anything on prime time. They're going to make a fucking movie. Can we all just sit there and collectively be like, what the Jay Blue says, I don't watch New Candyman movie even though I knew someone who was in the movie. I get it. Here's the thing, Jay Blue. I like horror movies. Actually, no, I love horror movies. But I do understand mental health is important. Like, let's be honest, Jay Blue. Like you said, you felt a little paranoid and a little creeped out or whatever. Nobody wants to feel like that. Or people generally don't want to feel like that. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like, for me, Jay Blue, I grew up with that. So it's kind of like a thing for me. Like I enjoy it. But like I don't knock other people. Like Exorcist movies freak me out. And anything that has anything to do with aliens freak me out. But I'll still watch it and enjoy it in a sense. Terry Finn says, no, hey, I'm talking about scary movies. Ghibli says I used to work in theaters and know a lot of actors who are in shows and movies. That's just up. Terrence is somewhat funny when you watch with a group. Oh, it definitely does ease tension, except for the first Exorcist movie. For me personally, cherry ice cream. Because I actually sat there and watched it with my boys and everything like that, like years ago. And yeah, I didn't find that shit funny at all. Like I didn't find that shit funny at all. But Denzel says, "Have you heard of Pity?" Right? Yes, it's Denzel. It's actually it's bad. Denzel, I'll put it this way. I don't know what your age is, but I grew up on Bad Boys Entertainment. Okay, Puffy, Mace, Biggie Smalls. That was my shit growing up, and it's jarring. I will sit there and say it's jarring. You know, as part of your childhood, it's like I sat there and I looked at my playlist because one of the songs I have in my playlist is "I Need a Girl" Part One, and I'm like, I don't, I don't know if I can sit there and actually, I don't know if I can actually sit there and listen to this right now. Yeah, he's saying quote over. I'm 30 years old. I was okay. So yeah, then you know that you old school, you know. Jay Blue says as a kid, the first X movie was scary, but watching as an adult, I thought it was hilarious. Yo, Jay Blue, I'm not gonna lie, I can't sit there and use hilarious and Exorcist in the same sentence. But it's actually funny though, Jay Blue. Like Jess actually finds those movies funny. Like she doesn't find those movies scary. I find those movies creepy as fuck because for me, anything that's close to realism freaks me out even more. You know, like the Jason movies are hilarious. They're stupid. They're goofy. Whatever. Freddy Krueger's hilarious. It's stupid. It's goofy. Any horror movie that comes out, even Smile, that is like a lot of jump scares. It's just that, but they're not creepy. They don't leave this. Seriously, Jason, they don't leave this lingering feeling where it's like after you finish watching a movie, you're like, maybe I should sit there and watch a comedy. Let me see if I can find the Three Stooges or some shit. For me, anything that's close to realism is what gets me. Just being a badass. But yeah, Denzel, it's jarring for me. What else? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess well, you know what? I'll tell you this much. If I do have it, if I do have what I may have tomorrow, then the joke will actually stand. This is facts, but let's keep it a buck. But we all saw this coming to P. Diddy from the Tupac and Biggie murder, the S assault robbery, robbing his assistant, beating up women, including. I mean, yeah, I know his thing, Denzel. The facts are the facts, Denzel. The problem is that yeah, we can all sit there and say we saw it coming, but like it doesn't it doesn't change the jarring emotional feeling. Like let me tell you something, Denzel. I grew up where a time where MTV was still somewhat about music videos. I mean, Jonathan, I'm bounce around from subject to subject, but like I grew up during a time where I watched music videos. You know, I was huge into music before I became an adult and got busy with life. So that's you know what I'm saying. Like to me, that's always going to be jarring. Jay Blue said, "That's what it is, Albert. Seems like that fiction and reality are blurring. Rise in violence and things I've seen in the streets and regarding to violence and mental health. It has my anxiety at a high." Exactly. So you know, here's the thing, Jay Blue. No, I get it. I do. Um, I think for me, Jay Blue, when it comes towards like drama and stuff like that, I like it because it gets me away from whatever drama that I'm dealing with in my personal life. By the way, I'm actually gonna sit there and watch that new Ryan Murphy show, um, on ABC, the boat one, the with Don, whatever his name is. I'm actually gonna watch that. Tracy said I grew up on Puff, even went to a few of his concerts. Yeah, and that's the thing, Tracy. It's like music was, I mean, it still is important to me. I don't have time to like listen to it as much, but like I grew up on that stuff, you know. And it's one of those things where it's like you grow up on it, and then reality hits the fan, and you're like, and it wasn't like I was a huge fan. I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't believe he was my idol. He really like, but it's like, yeah, Jay Blue, music videos was MTV. Jay Blue, BET. I used to sit there and listen to a lot of BET back in the day. This is a yeah, and so it happened to Vince McMahon about that rumor what he did. That girl now he moved. Well, yeah, that's actually a good thing. I didn't know anything about because I stopped watching wrestling a while back, but I heard about that though. Jay Blue says I didn't grow up on Sean Combs. Yeah, I mean I did for the most part, but the thing is, it's like it's not like so much like he was my hero. It's just like I'll tell you this much, Jay Blue. People are still people, no matter how much money they have, no matter where their status is. People will always be people. So if you're a terrible garbage human being, you're going to still be a terrible garbage human being. You're just going to be that with money. Blake Lively, Gossip Girl. I used to love Gossip Girl back in the day. Blake Lively is not exactly a nice girl. She's not a nice woman. I don't even think she's even that much of a decent person. But like, I would have never actually sat there and thought that she was that much. You know, Tracy says I never really used to listen to words on his songs. I like the beats and him dancing. Yeah, exactly. I grew up with him and Mace and everything like that. So it's a little. Denzel says now that Diddy is arrested, don't be surprised that Jay Z will be next. Denzel, let me tell you something. I won't be surprised about anything moving forward. I'll tell you that much. Tracy says I grew up on R. Kelly. Now I see why R. Kelly was saying he wasn't the only one. Yeah, I grew up on him as well. But it's crazy though. There was always clues, Tracy, in his songs. There was always clues in his songs. We just was dancing and vibing to the music. And Denzel said One Tree Hill was my show when it was my well Denzel. I heard that One Tree Hill was actually coming back. But it was my show though too. Lucas, Peyton, Mouth. Yeah, I know it. Mel says I got good news that Smile 2 is coming out in October. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters though, but I will see it though. Jerry Finn says you think so, Robert? You mean I think so about what? Tracy has also said that people can be controlled by money. Many people help him commit these acts. That is true. Money, influence, power. You are 100% correct. Now, Cherry Spoon says you think so. You think so what? Denzel, so yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch since they're gonna be rebooting it on Netflix. Why, Denzel? Because you don't have Netflix, or like you don't like the reboot. Johnson says, did you know the actor who played Malcolm Montreal also plays Stuart? Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, I didn't know that, but I think the thing is, Jonathan, I did used to watch Boy Meets World, but I don't know how much. Like Boy Meets World is still kind of a blur to me. Like I remember watching it, but I also remember watching Hanging with Mr. Cooper. But I couldn't sit there and you know. Jay Blue says it's important to listen to the lyrics. I was in college when I understood what she bought by. Oh, it's gonna yeah okay. So Johnson says Once You're Here on Netflix will be a sequel. Yes, it's not gonna be a prequel. It's gonna be a sequel. Cooper. Yes, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Tracy said you should listen to him when Mace was with him. When Mace left, I didn't care for him much. Yeah, Tracy, and then Mace went to become a minister and everything, and you know. But that's the thing though, Tracy. It's like I had that in my playlist. Um, I Need a Girl, and that's a good song by the way. I Need a Girl, Part One. Part Two is trash, but like I was like, I don't know if I can sit there and listen to like the beast is great, but it's like, how do you feel about listening to his music now? Like, are you still rocking out on R. Kelly? Are you still sitting up there listening? Are you still sitting up there watching The Cosby Show? This is how Brooke knew that Peyton always liked it Lucas, but what pissed me off when Peyton was she wasn't ready to be with Lucas till Lucas and Brooke started dating, and then it became a love triangle mess. Well, yeah, I just like to watch as the classics. Hmm, I get it, but I don't know, Denzel. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna watch it. I don't want to sit there and say it's part of my childhood because I think I might have been in college. No, I was in high school during that time. Never mind. Jay Blue says Hanging with Mr. Kusa was a fun show. APC had me on lockdown. What I used to sit there and call that Jay Blue down. Um, there was a name for TGIF. Never mind. Johnson says thinking of One Tree Hill is reminding me of the good old days of the WB. Was it? Was it still on after it went into the CW? Tracy says, I think everyone else is going to do a Russell Simmons. What did Russell Simmons do? I think Jay Z is going to another country. What did Jay Z do? That's right, J Blue TGIF. God damn. Perfect Strangers. Okay, let's think about how old that shit is for a hot minute. Perfect Strangers. And yes, Denzel, R.I.P. to Tito Jackson, by the way. Yep. I think I got that news early in the morning when I was on when I was on YouTube and I saw that. Well, I tell you this much, Denzel. Death comes in death comes in threes. James Earl Jones, Tito Jackson. Did I miss somebody? Not saying that I want it to be another death. I'm just saying. Tracy says sometimes reboots ruin the show. Yes, exactly, Tracy. Like with Gossip Girl. But that's true. But I guess, Tracy, maybe it's just the optimism in me. I want to hope for the best, but I will prepare for the worst. Terry is going to say Frankie Beverly. And Quiet Guy, and Quiet Guy says Frankie Beverly. I don't know what that is, but yeah, okay, so yeah, in threes. Johnson says it's Friday night and the mood is right. We're gonna have some fun. Oh my goodness! See, Jonathan, this is. He remembers the quote. I'm gonna sit there and hold that shit up there for a hot minute. He remembers the goddamn quote. He definitely just unlocked a Denzel said Jackie Tito. The only two brothers that died and Michael and Tito. Hmm. Johan, I'm doing good, my guy. How you doing? You heard about the My House is Dirty reboot by some guy named My Lord? I want to do in a video. I don't know if you saw. I want to do in a video like maybe a couple weeks ago, but they're back, sorta. Jay Blue said there was also the passing of Rella, who was well-known refugee. I don't know who that is, but that's the thing, Jay Blue. Like I said, they come in all threes. I mean, they come in threes. Long story short, Johan, like he's making video with the guy who was the cameraman for My House is Dirty, another cameraman. So now the cameraman name is My Lord is filming the pranks. I put it this way, Johan. He's like a discounted Red. Okay, he's trying to act like Red. He's trying to have that comedic timing and everything. And yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing, Jay Blue. When I thought about Tito and then James Earl Jones, it was like, and granted that sentence does not make me happy. Mel says I got good news. That Murrow plays TV reboot. What? Johan, it's called Your Lord. Just type in Your Lord and My House is Dirty and it'll come up. That. Thank you, Jonathan. That's exactly what I was sitting there saying. Meryl's another one? Is this like the second? No, this would be the second one. I'm assuming. I do remember the first one in CW. Then since Robert, you ever heard of Atlanta rapper named Rich Homie when that died from blank in his sleep? He was supposed to testify. No, I never actually heard of that. I never actually. I don't know, Denzel. I feel like I vaguely remember him, but like not really. It could be because of alcohol, but no. Funny, he was supposed to testify, and he just happened to have he happened to pass away from that. Okay, Johan, um type in my house is dirty interview or Dirty's interview. That's his channel. So Johan, just type in Dirty's interview and it'll come up. Oh, I remember that, Jonathan. It had Ashley Simpson in it. Yeah, it's called Your Lord. Tracy said Perfect Strangers was a show. They were both in Beverly Hills cop movies. I don't remember that. I remember it being a comedy, Tracy, but see, thank you, Jay Blue. See, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Jay Blue said just like Dr. Ruth, Richard Simmons and someone else died with a day of yes. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jay Blue. Yeah, it's called My Lord. So just type that up and it will come up. Yeah, no, I saw that. I like Kelsey Grammer, but I have no interest in watching that show. But I will sit. That's see, Jonathan is showing off, but it's actually very true. Perfect Strangers was a spinoff of Family Matters. Yeah, Jonathan, check out the interview. It's actually interesting. Also, no, I would sit there and say this much about Kelsey Grammer. His life, let's put it this way, he's been through stuff that would break other people. So I am actually, okay, no, Jonathan. I'm actually in awe of Kelsey Grammer. Let's just put it this way. I gotta kind of the stuff that I heard about him and what he's went through. He's been through a lot. What? Jay Blue says, see how Chicago was calling me all this time via TV shows. I don't get it. You live in Chicago? Johnson says actually Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers. I didn't know that. It's actually really interesting, Denzel. Gary Coleman, his wife or girlfriend wound up calling the police because he fell. Okay. From what I understand, Denzel, he fell and he hurt himself, and I think his girlfriend, his wife, called. And to this day, people are very sus of her. I don't exactly remember what her name is, but that's the story. Justin says Coach Keenan from all that. I don't remember that. I just remember what you call it. Um Ashley Simpson. Then says, yeah, I remember when Gary Coleman and his girlfriend pushed him. Well, I mean, allegedly. I'm gonna sit there and say allegedly because I'm not trying to be sued, but yes, that is the story. I mean, Denzel. She was the last. She was the only person to sit there and see him. The last person to see him. So it's. I'm not sitting there saying that she did it. I'm just saying that you know. Jay Blue says, I've always been suspicious of guys coming window. The story didn't make sense. Is that yes, exactly, Denzel, and exactly Jay Blue. It's like it's a little off. I mean, you're the last person. He just magically fall down some stairs. That's that. I would sit there and say that's a shitty position to be in. You're always. Here's the thing. Even let's just sit there and see. Even if that was true, you're always going to be a suspect for the rest of your life. Always. Even if it was true. So, but I'm going to sit there and end the stream here. He got screwed most of his life. He did. He did. I feel like there's a little more nuance to it, though. To be fair, Jay Blue, but like he didn't have exactly a good life. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Denzel. He in a lot of ways he did get screwed, but yeah. I do gotta kinda wake up somewhat early, Jay Bloom, to do some stuff before I start doing my reviews. As much as I want to sit there and stay even longer. They did. And you know the sad thing is, Jay Blue, that was his parents. Think about that for a hot minute, Jay Blue. That was his parents, and they did that to him. Thank you, Cherry Ice Cream. Johnson says, join us for another edition of Soap Chat with Apple Bostic. Yes, Soap Chat and apparently everything else in between. Um, no, this is actually a lot of fun, though. So we're going to sit there and pick this all back up tomorrow with all the stuff about the soaps and everything else between. But it's a scary thought, J Blow. When your own, if your own parents could sit there and do something like that to you in this world, who can you really trust? Anyway, with that thought and that question being said, exactly, Johnson says, join, so chat and beyond. Yes. Thank you, Blackmon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Denzel said it was good to chat with you, Albert. Yes, thank you, Denzel. It was actually good to really have you in the chat. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and the next time that you can join. Francis arrest still locked up now. When you watch, Johan, when you watch the videos, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't think you're going to like it. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Jonathan. Good night, everyone. And hit that like button. Yes, hit the like button, share the videos. Sharing the videos really have been helping out your channel because we're getting more people like Denzel. We got Johan back. We got some other people in the chat. So definitely continue to share the videos if you can because it does really help. Thank you, Jay Bloom. Remember the like button. Thank you. It does help. Thank you, Blackmon. I appreciate you always, my friend. Have a good night, Jay Blue. Have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a good night, gorgeous goddess Jess. And everyone else that I missed, you know exactly who you are. Have a good night, Mel. Um, Tracy Steves, Jonathan. And yeah, I will see you in the next live stream. Laters.